Hey everybody, this is Alexander Fitzgerald, and today I'm going to entitle my video Test Your Poker. And today what we're going to test on is how to deal with a player who keeps 3-betting you. So in this shorter video, not like a full-length lecture or anything where I'm focusing on numerous details and numerous concepts and numerous hands. In this video, we're just going to go over one hand where a guy keeps 3-betting you. And in this tournament, it's a $20 buy-in, just a very basic tournament. You play with a lot of guys who want to play super aggressively with you. So first off, you open the King Jack of Spades, and you get 3-bet by a player that has been 3-betting you consistently. What would you like to do at this point? Would you like to fold, call, or raise? I got that timer right there. I'm going to give you just 10 seconds for this one, though. 5 seconds. We're going to go ahead and call here. The board comes 10 of spades, 9 of hearts, 2 of hearts. Here, would you like to check or bet? A few more seconds. We check. And this player bets 1.1K. Here, would you like to fold, call, or raise in this tournament? 5 seconds. Come on, this is going to happen a lot. You're going to get 3-bet a lot. I hope you know where you're taking this. Okay. We decide to call. The turn is the 9 of clubs. Here, would you like to check or bet? 5 seconds. Time is up. We check, and this player checks. The river is the 6 of hearts. Here, would you like to check or bet? 5 seconds. I'll give you 10. Time is up. We bet 1,913. And this player folds. So let's break down this hand. Did you decide to bluff on that river, or did you give up? Why did you give up if you gave up? If you did bet, why did you bet? It's not enough to simply guess the right answer. You must also have the methodology down. If you have the methodology down, you can replicate your success in the future. So how did you range an aggressive player? Here is something you should know about aggressive players. Now, remember, have you ever had a session where you played aggressively? Maybe you were in a bad mood that day, or maybe you just drank an energy drink or something along those lines. Maybe it was a friendly game. It was a low-stakes game. Can you remember how you played? What hands you liked? So first of all, when this person 3-bets, and they've been 3-betting you all day, that does not mean that much. When this person bets on this flop, again, it's very difficult to range. If the person had top set, they would probably be betting pretty big with all the draws out there. If the person missed, this is a very aggressive player. Perhaps they're betting big as well. So we're not actually learning that much from this flop bet. It's on the turn we learn quite a bit. Now, it's very likely this person is 3-betting us too much and c-betting so much that we have enough equity here with 2 overcards, a gut shot, and a backdoor flush draw that oftentimes when we hit a pair as well, that will be good enough. When we have that much equity, and it's very likely this person could even just have something like 6-8 of clubs, just zip and pip, we're beating. We do have to call here. But it's on the turn we learn quite a bit. This is not a great card for us. And typically, if this person bet again, we'd be totally fine with giving them the pot. But that's not what happens. This person checks. Now, if this is an aggressive player, think of what that means. Aggressive players like to bluff. And what do they like to bluff with? They typically like to bluff with draws, because when you're bluffing, you like to have some kind of backup plan. And then if it doesn't work out, but you got this big old pot, and then you hit your draw, well, it's a fiesta. You got all sorts of chips coming your way. Usually, at the very least, what's in the middle, and maybe another bet if you get called. So what that means is here, think about what it means when this person checks. Well, Queen Jack, does that make much sense? We have a Jack in our hand, so a little less. And likely this person would bet again, because oftentimes we would check call with a number of hands that don't love this turn, perhaps just some ace high type hands like ace king, ace queen high wouldn't be inconceivable given this stack depth. An aggressive player typically would double barrel their queen jack. They would typically double barrel their heart draws. Their 9, they would bet again for value, also to protect their hand from all the flush draws and straight draws out there. A 10 would likely fire into us because aggressive players like to value bet as well. They like to get value from their hands. That's one of the best parts of being an aggressive player, is people call you down so much so you can get more value from middling hands. So he likely would have bet a 10. He might pot control that. He for sure would bet a 9. Probably would bet an 8-7, a queen jack, a hard draw, all of that. So when they check here, that could be a 10, but most likely this is an aggressive player at a lower stakes game that hasn't quite gotten to the point of realizing, hey, maybe I'm a little unbalanced here. Maybe I have so many hands that have missed. Somebody could just check call me and do an out of position float here and put me in a lot of trouble. And that's exactly what we do on this river. We're not too worried about the 8-7 because perhaps the person doesn't even 3-bet that to begin with, but although this person was 3-betting quite a bit, but maybe that person would have double barreled that 8-7. They likely would have double barreled that hard draw. Even if this person did have a 10, which would make a little bit more sense if the person was a little bit worried about a 9. When a straight draw and a flush draw comes in, this is not a fun card to see. Now, he's likely not folding a 10, but he has a number of ace highs that have us beat that we would like to fold out. Also, perhaps pocket 3s, pocket 4s, pocket 5s, pocket 7s, pocket 8s wouldn't be inconceivable. Like we said, the superior ace highs. This bet does not need to work that much either. If you bet exactly half the pot, how often does that need to work? As a complete bluff, that needs to work 33% of the time if you bet half the pot. So the easy way to think about that is if you bet $100 into a $200 pot, what would come back to you is $300 because you get your bet back if the bluff bet succeeds. 100 over 300 would be 0.333, 33.333% of the time is how often your bet needs to work. Now, this means if somehow this person comes up with a hero call, 60% of the time, you're still doing fine. You're still making money. And most likely this person has you beat the vast majority of the time. This is a lot of ace highs. This is a lot of middling pairs. There are sometimes you have the best hand here, but turning our hand into a bluff, turning our king high into a bluff is not the worst thing anyone's ever done. And thankfully, it did work in this situation. And that's a really fun, easy example of remedial hand reading that you can do versus aggressive players. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I literally do content like this every single day on my mailing list. If you want to sign up for that, go to pokerheadrush.com. And yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed this.